Hello again, everyone. Yesterday, before I quit, I made sure I made a door panel. This is the passenger side door panel. I only had two panels left, this passenger side door panel and the passenger side front fender. Unfortunately, I have run out of gel coat. So there was enough to do this. There's a little bit left, but I don't think it's enough to completely coat the mold. And obviously I don't want to partially do it. So anyway, at least I'll get this door panel done. My plan is to take all of the door panels and attach them to each other lengthwise because I'm trying to get the body line right. And the best way to get the body line right is to make sure that I have as much of the body line as possible. So by putting all the panels together, I have the entire body line, and then I can adjust the angle of the tail end so that the body line is consistent all the way down the length of the car. So in order to do that, what I did was the edge of these molds isn't really supposed to be done. This is just an edge. It gets cut off here. This panel gets cut off here. I put that on there because that's where the two panels can match with each other. In other words, every mold has this flange to make sure that it keeps its shape, and each of those flanges is flat. So what I can do is when I pull this out, I can actually screw or clamp each of the panels together, put them all together, and then fiberglass them together to make it one solid piece. And this edge will ensure that the alignment is correct between the panels. Anyway, now the thing to do is to pull this out of the mold. Normally I do this in stop action because it takes so long, but hopefully I've gotten to the point where I've learned enough tricks that I don't need the stop action. Now the corners are going to be tough because again, they weren't really made to be cast. So what I've got plastic wedges here, and I put them in here. Once I get them underneath, I should be able to do just like I'm doing. And I do need to get some more plastic wedges. I've managed to use and break these on past projects. These things have lasted for years. It's just time to get some more. The hardest thing is getting this edge started, getting underneath here. But once I get under there and separate the two, it should be easy. Just got to get a spot where it breaks. This one's tough. All right. There we go. And you can see once it starts breaking, as long as you stay underneath everything, there we go. It's relatively easy. All right. So I get it started, get another wedge in here. Oops. Once you get under it, every once in a while stick another wedge in case you slip out. You don't have to go all the way back here to start again. And it usually slips out when you reach a tough spot, like this. I also have wooden wedges, shims here that I could use. Plastic ones, I don't know. Either one works. Now on this top edge, I didn't put the gel coat because the top and bottom edge, there's nothing to attach to, so this flange doesn't really need to be there. The only reason I put it there is by putting a 90-degree flange on there, it keeps this edge straight. Otherwise this edge could flex more. And the reason I do that is because I'm actually not supposed to be pulling this out of the mold yet. I'm actually supposed to be waiting a couple of days to pull this out of the mold, but I've got it scheduled to meet and I don't have time for that. So again, I'm just putting this in to hold where I'm at in case this one slips out as I'm doing this. And especially slips out when you reach a tough spot like this. There we go. And once again, I've got a spot where I have to get started. Okay, I have managed to go all the way around the edges. And in theory, this thing should just pop off. Go. I think I may be getting the hang of this. Now, when I put this gel coat on, one of the videos, I'm doing it with a brush. I should be doing it with a sprayer, but I don't have a sprayer and I'm not going to go buy one because I don't plan on doing this much. Anyway, up until now, almost all of the panels have had some kind of issue with them. Alligatoring is what it's called. It's where you get this rough surface. One of the videos I watched about brushing gel coat said the key to getting it on, and usually alligatoring is caused by a thin spot. And it said the way to ensure you don't get thin spots when you're using a brush is every time you put the gel coat on with a brush, dip the brush in the gel coat for every single brush stroke. It's not like painting. Painting, you put the paint in the brush and then you try to smooth it out. Don't do that with the brush on a gel coat. Put it on there. This case, the gel coat was really rough. You could see where every place where I put the brush down because I did exactly like you said. But this is the first panel I've had. It has absolutely, as far as I can see, no alligatoring whatsoever. So that's the lesson for the day, is put it on thick. Don't try to touch it up. That's another thing I did. I tried to touch it up afterwards. It doesn't matter. It's the back side. When you're doing it, the part that you don't see is the smooth part. The back side, you're going to put fiberglass on top of it anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's smooth or rough or has extra spots or whatever. One of the other things you can do is you can take this and put it up to the light. fiberglass by itself is translucent. So if you look through here, if there were thin spots in the gel coat, you could actually see through there. Again, this is the first panel I've seen that I don't have any thin spots. It's not bright daylight, so I can see some areas that are thinner if I look real close. But again, I've now found the secret to it. Put the gel coat on, put it on thick, dip the brush in the gel coat with every stroke, and leave it alone. Don't try to touch it up. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take this panel, find the fender. I have the back of the car over here, and then the front fender. I don't have this side front fender, that's the one I'm missing. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to go back and do the other front fender, the other door. But I wanted to get this done because I do the gel coat. It takes 45 minutes for the gel coat to cure before I can put the fiberglass on. And then it takes 2 hours for the fiberglass to cure. So that's 3 hours. I didn't want to spend 3 hours today doing this, so I did it yesterday so this panel would be done and I could move on to other things. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move on to other things, and I will see you next time. Bye.